Have you ever wondered how our ancestors viewed sex and lust? How different were their practices and beliefs from ours? This question, though seemingly simple on the surface, opens the door to a comprehensive exploration of sexuality throughout history. Untangling the threads of ancient perceptions of sex and lust requires us to delve into the heart of antiquity. The concept of sex at the time was not limited to the private sphere, as we often perceive it today. Instead, it was an intricate tapestry, interwoven with the threads of societal norms, religious doctrines, and cultural practices. It was a dynamic force that shaped their lives, affected their interpersonal relationships, and influenced their societal structures. Society's dictates, cultural norms, and religious beliefs played an instrumental role in shaping their understanding of sex and lust. The guidelines for sexual practices were not merely a matter of personal preference. Instead, they were a product of societal expectations and religious teachings. Contrary to the perception of sexuality as a private affair, it was a topic of public discourse, with accepted norms and practices. Our ancestors had a unique way of expressing love and passion. Their methods of expressing intimacy were often far removed from our present understanding. The expression of love was not confined to physical acts. It transcended the physical realm and was often expressed through poetry, art, and literature. Characters in ancient literature and mythologies were often depicted indulging in acts of passion, symbolizing the acceptance of sexuality as a natural part of life. However, the of lust was not always associated with positivity. In ancient societies, lust was often associated with excess and was considered a vice. This perception of lust as a vice was largely influenced by religious teachings and societal norms, which often advocated for moderation in all aspects of life, including sexual desires. The dichotomy between love and lust was a prevalent theme in ancient societies. While love was considered a virtuous and desirable emotion, lust was often associated with excess and was frowned upon. This dichotomy reflects the complex nature of sexuality in antiquity. As we navigate through the intricate maze of sexuality in antiquity, it's important to remember that our understanding practices and beliefs is often limited by our own cultural biases and lack of comprehensive historical records. Despite these limitations, the exploration of sexuality in antiquity offers valuable insights into the evolution of our own understanding of sex and lust. So, are you ready? Let's embark on this enlightening journey through the sands of time. As we step back in time, we find that ancient cultures had their unique ways of expressing and understanding sexuality. This voyage through the past will take us into the hearts and minds of cultures that saw sexuality not as a taboo, but as an integral and celebrated part of their lives. We begin by visiting the land of philosophy and democracy, the cradle of Western civilization, ancient Greece. The ancient Greeks had a relaxed attitude toward sex, viewing it as a natural, enjoyable aspect of life to be celebrated rather than hidden. This open approach to sex was deeply interwoven with their society, their literature, and even their spirituality. They had gods and goddesses dedicated to love and lust, such as Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty, love, and desire, and Eros, the god of passion and sexual desire. These deities served as a testament to their societies and celebration of sexuality. From the philosopher's land of Greece, our journey takes us to the grandeur of Rome, a civilization known for its prowess in architecture, governance, and its open attitudes towards sex. In Rome, sex was not just a private affair, but also a public spectacle. The Romans saw sex as a source of pleasure, a sign of fertility, and even a way to ward off evil spirits. They celebrated sexual pleasure and fertility through various festivals and rituals, such as the Lupercalia, a festival of purification and fertility. The Romans also had their pantheon of deities associated with sex and love, like Venus, the goddess of love and beauty. As we leave Rome, we journey to the land of pyramids and pharaohs. Ancient here, sex was more than a bodily function. It was a spiritual ritual tied to the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. This deep symbolism was represented by the goddess Isis, who personified the throne, and her husband Osiris, the god of the underworld. Egyptians had rituals and practices that celebrated fertility, such as the fertility god Min's festival, where pharaohs were seen symbolically sowing seeds, highlighting the life-giving aspect of sex. Finally, our historical voyage takes us to the east, to the subcontinent of ancient India. Here, sex was not just an act of physical intimacy, but was also elevated to a sacred ritual. The Kama Sutra, a well-known Indian text, underlines this, a detailed guide on sexual practices. This text stresses the importance of love, passion, mutual pleasure, and respect in the act of lovemaking. It was a manual that not just discussed the technicalities of the act, but also emphasized the emotional aspects, making it a unique piece of literature from its time. By diving into these cultures, we realized that sexuality was not just about reproduction or even pleasure. It was a multifaceted phenomenon that encompassed spirituality, philosophy, religion, and sociology. It was intertwined with their daily lives, their faiths, their societal structures, and was seen as a potent force that could bring life, ensure the continuation of lineage, and was even worshipped. These practices, as varied as they were, show us the multifaceted nature of human sexuality. Reflecting on these historical practices, we can better understand our contemporary views on sexuality. The rich tapestry of human intimacy and desire has been woven from the threads of the past, which are deeply embedded in the fabric of our present. Ancient societies, as diverse and different as they were, have shaped our modern perspectives on love, lust, and relationships in ways that are both subtle and profound. In antiquity, sexual norms were complex, diverse, and intertwined with beliefs, values, and societal structures that might seem enigmatic and unfamiliar to us today. Yet, in their diversity and complexity, they underpin our current understanding of human sexuality. They offer unique insights into how our ancestors perceived and navigated the intricate landscapes of desire and love, shaping our contemporary views and attitudes toward these fundamental aspects of human life. The sexual norms of societies long can often feel foreign to our modern sensibilities. However, they have undeniably carved the path that has led us to our current understanding of sexuality. These historical precedents have influenced the ways we perceive, express, and even legislate sexuality today. The cultural practices and beliefs of ancient civilizations, with their inherent diversity and complexity, serve as stark reminders of the multifaceted nature of human sexuality. Like a kaleidoscope, they display a myriad of patterns and hues, each unique yet interconnected, reflecting the vast spectrum of human passion and desire. They challenge us to look beyond our biases and judgments, to suspend our preconceived notions and assumptions. They push us to look at human sexuality through a broader lens, one that embraces the richness and diversity of human passion and acknowledges its deep roots in our collective past. The exploration of these historical practices and norms is not just a scholarly endeavor, it is a journey into the heart of what it means to be human. It invites us to question, to reflect, and ultimately, to better understand our own feelings, desires, and attitudes toward sexuality. As we delve deeper into the annals of history and uncover these ancient worldviews, we need to approach them with an open mind. It's essential not to judge them by our contemporary standards, but instead, attempt to understand them within their own cultural and historical contexts. History is not just a rigid record of the past, it's a dynamic living entity that continues to shape our present and will invariably influence our future. It's not just about understanding the past, but also about gaining insights into our present. Remember, history is not just about understanding the past, but also about gaining insights into our present. As our journey through antiquity comes to a close, we cannot help but reflect on the numerous dimensions we've encountered. We hope this venture into the historical intricacies of human desires and passions has been as enlightening for you as it has been for us, crafting this journey filled with fascinating facts and intriguing narratives. We've walked through the corridors of time, navigating the intricate labyrinth of sexual norms that have been woven into the fabric of human civilizations. From the primitive tribes to the grandeur of empires, we've seen the profound influence of sexuality, not just as a biological need, but as a powerful force shaping societal structures, cultural practices, and individual identities. We've dissected the evolution of practices, rituals, and norms associated with sex and lust, delving into the depths of anthropology, sociology, and history itself. We've seen the rise and fall of civilizations, the transformation of societal mores, and the shifting paradigms of love and desire. Our exploration extended beyond mere facts and figures. We dipped our toes into the tides of emotions, feelings, and sensual experiences that have propelled mankind through ages. This has not only been about understanding the past, but also about connecting with the timeless essence of human nature and acknowledging our shared heritage. We've seen the intersection of love and societal expectations, and how this interplay has influenced the narratives of our collective past. Join us on our next journey as we continue to delve deeper, to uncover more fascinating topics and hidden truths from history. Don't forget to share and subscribe. This exploration of history is not a solitary journey, but a shared adventure. And your support allows us to continue this quest, bringing more intriguing stories from the past, right to your screens.